Iqbal, Advocate for Children, by Florina Williams. Introduction. Iqbal Masih was raised by a penniless family in an obscure, poverty-stricken village in Pakistan. From the time that he was 4, he was subjected to mistreatment of the very worst kind. Sent to work at a carpet factory as a debt-bonded laborer, he was beaten, underfed, and cruelly overworked. But Iqbal was fearless, and he persevered. After 6 years of back-breaking labor, he escaped from the factory and joined forces with a Pakistani group for social activism. Over the course of the next 2 years, Iqbal fought tirelessly against the system of bonded labor that was accepted and used in his native land. Iqbal was a visionary, a polished speaker, a skilled organizer, and a fearless leader. He was so successful in his fight against child labor that a major American company honored him with a Human Rights Prize. This is Iqbal's story. It contains both tragedy and triumph, and both joy and tears. Although Iqbal died young, his impressive example has inspired many other young idealists to take part in the international fight against the oppression of children. In this manner, Iqbal remains a powerful and influential figure in the human rights community long after his death. Chapter 1. The Bonded Laborer. From his earliest days, Iqbal Masih knew little more than extreme hardship. He was born in 1982 in the small, impoverished Pakistani town of Muridki, located in the hot, arid region of Punjab. Like India, Pakistan was part of the British Raj until 1947, when it became its own state. Unlike India, however, Pakistan is predominantly Muslim. There are also many Christians living in the country, and as it happens, Iqbal's family was among them. Iqbal's last name, Masih, actually means Messiah in Urdu. Masih is a fairly common surname among Christian Pakistanis. Iqbal's parents, Saif Masih and Inayat Bibi, struggled to make a living to support their family. Inayat earned what little she could by cleaning people's houses. It's not entirely clear whether her husband also earned an income. Much of their local community suspected that Saif had some negative habits, and they further believed that he didn't spend much, if any, of his time working. Like other poor families, the Masihs scraped by as best they could, but they always seemed to be in need of something. Living on the brink of starvation, there were many nights when there was very little food on the dinner table. Iqbal's situation was not unique. Living conditions were bleak for most people in the village of Muridki. No one lived in houses of stone or brick, with state-of-the-art appliances. Instead, the villagers inhabited small houses made out of clay. Unfortunately, these structures could trap heat just like an oven or a pottery baking kiln. As a result, it was generally too hot to sleep inside at night, which meant that the people of Muridki would sleep outdoors whenever possible. There was widespread poverty in the village, so very few people had enough food to eat. They didn't have enough clean clothing to wear or easy access to medical supplies either. Money was hard to come by. In fact, villagers in towns like Muridki often had to rely upon local moneylenders for their survival. Of course, the moneylenders didn't provide funds to the indigenous population without expecting something in return. Money lending was meant to be extremely profitable for the moneylenders, who would often charge exorbitant interest rates on their loans. The moneylenders would insist on being given some form of collateral to ensure that the borrower wasn't going to run away with the money. They didn't like to take risks. If there was even the slightest hint that a potential borrower might be unable to repay the loan, the moneylenders would simply refuse to deal with him or her. The collateral offered by the locals to the moneylenders came in different forms. Sometimes collateral might be offered in the form of a valued possession. However, many villagers in Muridki didn't own things typically considered valuable, such as jewelry or family heirlooms. Instead, their most valuable possessions were their children, and many moneylenders willingly accepted the children as collateral. The idea of using people, particularly children, as collateral May
Sample complete. Ready to continue?